Good morning everyone. As you can see, I'm not in my garage for a change. I just thought I'd pop on here and have a quick chat before the video starts proper and give you a bit of an update. Last week things were a bit all over the place, and instead of having one kind of big thing to go to and look at, I ended up only having, I ended up going to a couple of smaller events. Not to mention work was a bit full on last week, and I didn't have much time to review and edit any photos and videos. On Tuesday I went to Toxic Throttle's bike night, which you'll see first of all in the video, and then on Saturday I went to Biker Kaz's coffee morning at MooresMotorcycles in Hemel Hempstead. And then Sunday was I was out for myself. I did a little test with big bags on the bike because I'm heading up north for a lads weekend soon, and I've never ridden with bags on, so I thought I'd give that a go. And then I also did a Russ's first rambles on that as well, which hopefully you'll all find interesting. And again on Sunday I went round to the Super Sausage Cafe, which is on the A5, and they picked up some much needed scran, and I got some bike photos whilst I was there because it was pretty busy. Enjoy the video. I look forward to seeing what comes up in the near future and getting out on the roads this summer and making more content. Ride safe, and I'll see you on the road.
Evening folks, how you doing? Just a quick video at a bike night at the Rose and Crown in Newport Pagnell. This is Toxic Throttle's bike night. I was talking about that Toxic Throttle is a motorbike group, kind of, yeah, just a Facebook group that we meet up and chat and have a bit of a chuckle, some food, and then once a month on the second Tuesday of the month we have a bike night. You can find that out on where the destination is off Facebook. Like I said, at the moment and tonight it's the Rose and Crown. I'm looking up there because I kept forgetting what it's called. There you go, Rose and Crown. We meet up about 6 o'clock. have a chat and some food and a bit of a laugh, as you can hear the people laughing. I'm just going to turn you around. You can see here we've got a good collection of bikes. Loads of people here. It's really popular for second bike night of the season. It's looking good. We've had a couple of bikes leave already, but it's just a shame. But some people have to go, but it is what it is. It is 7:30 at night. But we've got some really nice classic ones. We've got some nice modern bikes. Got some cruisers and some Harleys. Got a 125 there, another Harley. Yeah, so it's a good mix of bikes. So I reckon what you should do is join the Facebook group, come along to the bike night next time, and introduce yourself and have a nice time. But that's me done. I'm going to pop some pictures on of what I've taken in a couple of days onto the socials, and you can have a look and see how it is. Have a nice evening, and I'll see you out on the roads. Ride safe.
Several days later.
Morning everybody, hope you're well. It's Saturday the 18th of April already. Seems like this month is going past quite quick. Just getting the bike and my gear together. Just about to head out to a coffee morning at MooresMotorcycles in Hemel Hempstead, to those of you who don't know what that is. It's a coffee morning that is organised by Biker Kaz, the young lady with the Speed Twin, not Speed Triple, that's a different bike. The Speed Twin that I interviewed at Ladies' Day on your bike. Ooh, do you know, I think that's probably about a month ago now, which is madness because everything just seems to have flown by. So I'm just going to get the bike out, get it warmed up, get my gear on and get on my way. So join me for that. Hopefully get some pictures, some videos there, and just have a bit of a nice ride out. So let's go. I don't know if you can see that, but just look how nice a day it is out there. Lovely. That's a little weird. Sorry. Okay, so that's the bike being warmed up. I hope you can hear it. I'm trying out a new microphone, like a shotgun one. It was a bit cheap off Amazon, so I don't know if it's any good. Just going to let the bike warm up while I put my kit on, and then we'll get going. Comms. See you later.
tomorrow.
Good afternoon, folks. It's about 12:30 Sunday. I think it's the 19th. Anyway, I'm just out on a little bit of an a little bit of a Sunday ride. Just testing something out. I've never ridden long distance on my bike before. Not with bags, anyway. Southend Shakedown's probably the furthest I've gone, and I went to Hunstanton last September with some mates. But those are day rides. I'm heading off up north on Friday next week for a lads weekend, and I decided as long as the weather's okay, I'm going to take my bike rather than the car and potentially leave my wife without the car. So decided to go out for a bit of an experimental ride. I've stopped at this little corner lay-by thing because I need to just readjust the bags because they were starting to slip and I hadn't tied them on very well. So I'm just going to show you what I've done. So if we have a quick look here, you can see here that I've got just a plain old kind of everyday bag, duffel type sack, and I've used some Oxford straps down to here because a good mounting point, up over the top, and then latched into here, and then the same on the other side. And this is my camera gear. This is just a couple of rock straps over the top again, crisscrossed and held on gears. So this is the bag that's got, you know, this camera in, or the bits and pieces for this camera, and some other bits and pieces, and my SLR's in here as well for any other photo shooting I like to do. A couple of bits and pieces, got a light lock back here and a pair of waterproof trousers. I'm just kind of doing a bit of a test. You can't really see that, could you? So there you go. And I've decided to stop here because it's lovely. It's a beautiful place. In fact, I'll have to show you. I mean, just look at that. Absolutely gorgeous day. Beautiful mid kind of spring day. Road's a little busy than I was hoping, but that's not necessarily a problem. And I thought I'd just kind of stop, check, make sure the bag's okay, and then I'm going to scoot on down that way to the A5, and then down to Super Sausage for a bit of lunch, and then on home back to Milton Keynes. I believe I'm near Shuttlanger in Northamptonshire somewhere. There's a lot of bikes out today and it's pretty awesome. But I'd also thought I'd use this as an opportunity for Russ's first rambles. So we'll have a quick talk about that in a second. So I've just plonked you on the ground in front of my bike, so we can have a quick chat. I've been thinking recently about why riding feels like therapy and it's good for your mental health, but whether it is or isn't. Like everybody in this world, I've got my problems. I suffer from moments of lowness, and I sometimes wonder whether motorcycling is one of those things that actually helps you. Because you hear about people talking about it all the time, how it's great for the mental health, but the problem is, it feels like therapy, but in my mind, it doesn't really fix anything. At the end of the day, you could go out for your ride, and you can come home and you can still feel crap about what it was. Now, like I said, I'm like everybody in this world, I've got my problems. Some of them stem from my military service, others stem from more recent things, and definitely some stem from my childhood. You know, I could sit down with a therapist, but I imagine they will come away a bit more damaged than me. So yeah, it's something I've been thinking about recently. We lost a couple of our cats in recent weeks. Now, some people don't really understand, some people will. When you lose a pet, it's quite difficult, especially if you've had them a while. And I went out for a ride thinking that when I got back I'd feel better, and I didn't. Sorry about that. A jogger ran past, and then one of the things that's amazing about the biking community is, since I've been sat here, I sorted my bags out and I've just been sat here chatting to the camera, is the amount of people that have stopped that are on motorbikes, and the amount of people in cars and vans that haven't even given me a second look. So that tells you a lot about the biking community. Every biker that's gone past has stopped to check if I'm all right. So that's kind of nice. But on to what I was rambling about, whether motorcycling is good for your mental health. I think because you have to concentrate so much more than you do in a car, it lets you put those problems you might have to the side. But the problem is, those problems are still there when you get off bike. Yeah, this is something I'm going to look into further. I might chat to some people about it and see what they think. Maybe do some interviews about it or something along those lines. But yeah, this is Russ's first rambles. Anyway, I'm going to get back on the bike because I'm getting a little hungry. And it's another maybe 10 minutes to Super Sausage. I'm going to see if I can get some photos, get a nice little bit of scran, and then off home. So hopefully, see you out on the roads. Be safe, and have a good rest of your weekend and a good week. See you later.